I would like to introduce Rick WAINES from BC. He's going to give us the next talk.
Hi folks, I don't have beautiful slides like the first two presenters, but I do have hastily drawn notes and a timer, which will be important. I'm not sure if these qualify as disclosures, but they're relevant. I have severe factor VIII, diagnosed at birth. Also, due to my age, I am HIV positive and also had hepatitis C, which was treated. Those are also relevant to this story. And I'm currently on Hemlibra, also salient. But I want to go back to 1972. I am sitting in my bedroom. My mother has the cryoprecipitate up at about 7 feet. She's over me with the needle. I'll say it's a 16 gauge for a dramatic effect. I'm 6 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. And I look at her and I say, Mom, I really wish I didn't have hemophilia. And isn't that what this is all about? All those years later, I began to hear about the promise of gene therapy, as we all did, and I don't think I anticipated that it would ever be an option for me. I have a suspicion it will be a great, quite a while before it's paid for in Canada. And I also didn't have a lot of experience with clinical trials being offered in my clinic. So when I found out that St. Paul's was offering a clinical trial on gene therapy, I thought, well, I should at least find out whether I would qualify. So I did the pre-testing and was qualified and was put into a pre-study to follow us for what I was I guess led to understand would be a period of time before the gene therapy would, trial proper would begin. That period of time I anticipated was going to be a year. A year came and went, a year and a half came and went, 2 years came and went, felt like 10 years came and went. And there was very little, from my perspective, very little understanding about why this was, why the delays were happening. And in that delay, so that was the first for me anyways, a little, if not a red flag, it was like, I wonder why this is stalled. And of course, being HIV positive and hepatitis C positive, I also have, radars about when things are going sideways. I wasn't convinced things were going sideways, but it wasn't a great sign for me. And in the meantime, of course, I was coming to conferences like this and learning about gene therapy, and every time I would hear somebody talk about gene therapy, I began to understand that for me there were some more red flags that were going up, and because I don't want to forget some of them. I guess for me, being HIV positive and hepatitis C, well, hepatitis C in particular, when I started to hear about the complications with the liver and the immune suppression with steroids, that felt like I have this risk-reward balance thing going on, as we all do when we're trying to make decisions. And that tipped the scale a little bit. It didn't kill the deal for me, but it was something that I was aware of. I began to learn about what I would consider the sort of wild variability in the outcomes from 0 to 200. And as much as I would like to have a high factor VIII level, I didn't think 200 was something I was that interested in. I also began to learn about the durability of the outcome. Again, I'm factor VIII. All of this is very different. If I was factor IX, I might have come to a different set of conclusions. But the fact that, 14 to 30% decline by year, ending up maybe, if you're lucky, somewhere around, 15% or 20%. And then And then Hemlibra became an option, and I started to think about that as an option, and I couldn't. So I was on every other day prophylaxis, IV prophylaxis, and I wasn't crazy about that. And so when Hemlibra came along, I thought to myself, well, this solves that problem. It's also subcutaneous. I'm 56, my veins are still good, but I'm certainly was missing more as a 54-year-old than I was as a 21-year-old. So I had concerns about being older and not being able to infuse. And while gene therapy would have taken care of that potentially as well, Hemlibra certainly. Look at that, 5.5 minutes. Let me tell you about a trip I took.
We're behind time, so.
Yeah, no, I'll wrap it up. It's all good. It's all good. I just chose in the end to go down the path of Hemlibra and withdraw myself from the study because for me the balance between risk and reward just got out of whack given it was the factor VIII. To wrap up, when I looked at my mother and I said, gee, Mom, I really wish I didn't have hemophilia. Little tears running down my cheek, staring on the barrel of the 15 gauge. She looked at me and she said, I know, Ricky, I wish you didn't too, but you do. Thank you.